we all know that tense is about time and that verbs change depending on the time of action or state. So we have to look at a verb to understand its tense. Now you have learnt about the simple future tense, about the future continuous tense. We'll learn a little bit more about another kind of a future tense. Now John is a good friend of mine and he's going on a holiday. So John told me about his plans and he told me that 5 p.m. tomorrow he will reach the station. So I know that 5 p.m. tomorrow John will reach the station. And I know from the timetable of the train that at 6 p.m. tomorrow the train will depart. So I know that at 5 p.m. tomorrow John will reach the station and at 6 p.m. tomorrow the train will depart. So if somebody asks me, when will John reach the station tomorrow, what do I say? I will say, John will reach the station at 5 p.m. tomorrow. We know the time of the action. We know that at 5 p.m. tomorrow he will reach the station. But what if I do not know the time at which John will reach the station tomorrow and the time that the train will depart tomorrow? What if I just know the order of the action? I just know that John will reach the station much before the train will depart tomorrow. Then, if somebody asks me, when will John reach the station tomorrow, what will I say? Can I say, John will reach the station when the train departs? Will that be a correct answer? No, I cannot say John will reach the station when the train departs because then it would mean that John is reaching just as the train is departing tomorrow. But that is not true. We know that John will reach the station much before the train will depart. So how will we answer this question? We will say, John will have reached the station when the train departs. Now, John will have reached the station when the train departs is actually the same as saying, John will have reached the station when the train will depart. But we know that in one sentence, we do not use will twice. So, we will not use will again and we will just add an S to departs. So, our sentence will be, John will have reached the station when the train departs. Now, let us look at this sentence in detail. John will have reached the station when the train departs. This sentence is showing us two actions. So, there are two verbs. Let us identify the verbs. Will have reached, which is formed from the base verb reach, and departs, which is formed from the base verb depart. So, in this sentence, John will have reached the station when the train departs. Will have reached is showing us an action which will happen earlier in the future, and this action will be completed in the future before another action, which is the other action before the train departs. So, the train departs is showing us a later action. The earlier action which will be completed in the future before a later action is written in the future perfect tense. This is the first time that we have used the future perfect tense, and the later action is written in the simple present tense. Now don't get confused that we are referring to a future action with the simple present tense. Many times we use the simple present tense to refer to an action in the future. The future perfect tense has a particular verb form. It is the future perfect tense will have reached is formed in a particular way. Let us learn the verb form. We use will or shall with have and the past participle form of base verb. You might find it a little confusing that we are talking about the future, but we are using the past participle form. Yes, it is a little confusing, but remember that whenever we use the verb in the future perfect tense, we use will or shall with have and the past participle form of the base verb. And we already know that the simple present tense uses the base verb in its plural form or the singular form of the base verb. So, if we have a sentence like, Tina will have cleaned the apartment before she returns the key. Now, this sentence is showing us two actions that will happen in the future. Out of these two actions, one action, will have cleaned, is happening before the other action. So, this action, will have cleaned, is written in the future perfect tense, and the second action in future, returns, is written in the simple present tense. Now let us look at this sentence. I will have solved all the math sums in the book by next Sunday. I will have solved is telling us an action that will happen in the future by a particular time. So, by next Sunday is telling us the time in the future. So, will have solved is showing us an action that will be completed in the future, and by next Sunday is telling us the particular point of time in the future. By this time, this action will be completed. So, this is another case where we use the future perfect tense. We use the future perfect tense to show an action that will be completed in the future before or by a particular time. So, I will have solved all the math sums in the book by next Sunday. Will have solved is showing us an action that is in the future perfect tense. And how is it formed? We use will or shall with have and the past participle form of the base verb. What is the base verb here? Solve. And how do we know the particular point of time in the future? By next Sunday. So, when we say by next summer, we shall have won many medals. We shall have won is showing us an action that will be completed in the future. And by what time in the future? By next summer. So, this sentence is written in the future perfect tense, and which base verb does it use? One is formed from the base verb win. She will have been sick for 2 weeks tomorrow. Now, when we read the sentence, what do we understand? We understand that this poor girl has been sick for quite some time, that by tomorrow she will have been sick for 2 weeks. So will have been is showing state of this poor girl. It is telling us that this poor girl has been in a particular state from the past, and this state will continue in the future till tomorrow. So we have used the future perfect tense will have been to also show an action or a state that has started in the past but will continue till a particular time in the future. Now that you have learnt about the future perfect tense, let us try to fill in the blank with the future perfect tense form of the given verb. Next Monday, we dash friends for 10 years. And what is the verb given to us? The be verb. What is the form of the future perfect tense? We know that it is will or shall with have and the past participle form of the base verb be. So what will be the correct answer? Next Monday, we will or shall. You know that we use shall with we or I. So we can write either will or shall. Both are correct. Next Monday, we will or shall have been friends for 10 years. Fill in the blank with the future perfect tense form of the given verb. By the time I reach office, the meeting dash. What is the verb given to us? Start. You know the form of the verb in the future perfect tense. So what will be the correct answer? It will be by the time I reach office, the meeting will have started. So what did we learn today? We learned about a new tense, the future perfect tense. And when do we use the future perfect tense? We use the future perfect tense to show that an action will be completed in the future before another action in the future. For example, John will have reached the station before the train departs. We also use it to show that an action will be completed in the future by a specific point of time in the future. For example, by next summer, we shall have won many medals. Now, you might find the future perfect tense a little difficult. As I always say, practice will make you perfect. Try using it in your writing and in your speech, and you will master it in no time. We will soon learn about the other tenses. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com or download the DeltaStep app to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve your slightest of doubts. That's not all. you can also win amazing prizes like PlayStation, iPad, watches, and many more, along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So learning at Delta Step is not just fun and easy, it is also rewarding. So register for free now